You get home after a long day. You put your key in the lock and it doesn't turn. You try again and nothing. There's a note on the door and it's from your landlord. They changed the locks. They want you out. And they didn't go through a court. They just didn't. Here's what most tenants don't know in that moment. What just happened to you is illegal in almost every jurisdiction in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia. It has a name. It's called a self-help eviction. And if it happened to you or someone you know, what you do in the next 24 hours could be worth thousands of dollars. Stay with me. Before we get into what we'd actually do about this, let's talk about why landlords try to do this in the first place. Evicting a tenant the legal way takes time. In most US states, a full eviction process, from the first notice to the final court order, can take anywhere from 30 days to several months. In the UK, it can take even longer. In Canada and Australia, formal eviction processes are similarly slow and expensive for the landlord. Some landlords take shortcuts. They change the locks, they remove the doors, they turn off the utilities, they remove your belongings. They do anything to force you without going through the courts. What they're counting on is that you don't know your rights, that you'll live quietly, that you won't push back. Now, this video is about making sure you know exactly what to do if this ever happens to you, and why the law is almost entirely on your side. Let's get into the actual law. In plain English, in virtually every state in the US and other similar frameworks in the UK, Canada, and Australia, a landlord cannot remove a tenant without a court order. It doesn't matter if you're behind on rent. It doesn't matter if your lease has expired. It doesn't matter if the landlord owns the property outright. The court process is not optional. Here are the specific actions that are considered illegal self-help eviction in most jurisdictions. 1. Changing the locks without a court order is illegal. Even a single lock change without your knowledge or consent is typically enough to constitute an illegal lockout. 2. Removing doors or windows. Yes, this actually happens. Landlords actually have been known to remove the front door of a tenant's apartment to make it uninhabitable. Now, this is illegal. 3rd is shutting off utilities. If a landlord controls the utilities, the electricity, the water, the heat, and they deliberately shut them off to force you out, then that is an illegal act in virtually every jurisdiction we're talking about. 4th is to remove your belongings, taking your furniture, clothes, or personal property out of the unit, even and especially leaving it on the street. This constitutes illegal self-help in most places and can expose the landlord to additional liability for the value of those belongings. 5th is harassment and intimidation. Repeated unannounced visits, threats, verbal abuse. Now, these are separate violations that stack on top of the lockout itself. Now, here's where it gets important for you as a tenant. The burden of proof works in your favor. In most jurisdictions, once you can show that you were locked out without a court order and the landlord cannot produce one, the landlord is presumed to have acted illegally. You don't have to prove bad intent. The act itself is the violation. So, this happened to you. What do you actually do right now? Here are the steps. Step 1 is to document everything immediately. Take photos and video of the new lock. The note, if there is one. Your belongings inside if you can see them through a window. And also check the timestamp on your phone. This becomes an important part of your evidence. Do not skip this. Your documentation is the foundation of everything that follows. Now, step 2 is to send a written notice to your landlord. Send a text, email, or letter stating clearly that you have been locked out of your residence without a court order and you are demanding immediate access to your unit. Keep it factual and unemotional. This creates a paper trail showing you have made formal demand before taking any legal action. Step 3 is to contact a tenant rights organization. In the US, every state has a tenant advocacy organization and most offer free consultations. In the UK, shelter is your first call. In Canada, most provinces have a rental housing authority. And in Australia, your state's tenancy authority provides free advice. A quick search for tenant rights, especially in your city, will get you there in under 2 minutes. Many of these organizations have emergency hotlines, especially for lockout situations. Step 4 is to file for emergency relief in housing court. Now, this is the most tenants don't know. In most US jurisdictions, you can file emergency motion in housing court to be restored to your unit. This is often around 24 to 48 hours. A judge can order your landlord to give you access immediately before any formal hearing takes place. You don't need any lawyer to do this, though having one helps. Many housing courts have self-help desks with staff who can walk you through the paperwork. Last is do not break in. I want you to be clear about this. Even if you are 100% in the right, even if the lockout is completely illegal, do not break the lock, do not force your entry, and do not enter without permission. Doing so could complicate your legal claim and potentially expose you to a separate charge. Let the court restore your access. It is faster than you think. Now, here's a part landlords really don't want you to know. In many US states, illegal lockout carries statutory damages, meaning the law sets a minimum penalty that a landlord owes you, regardless of what your actual loss were. In Texas, for example, a wrongfully locked out tenant can claim 1 month's rent plus $500 plus attorney's fees plus the actual damages. In California, you can sue for actual damages and punitive damages. Similar penalty frameworks exist in UK and Australia consumer tenancy law. What this means practically is that if your landlord locks you out illegally and you document it correctly, you can pursue it to small claims or the housing court and you may come out ahead financially, even if you weren't planning to stay in the unit. Landlords who try to self-help evictions often end up paying the tenant to leave rather than the other way around. Now, a few quick notes for viewers outside the US. If you're watching from the United Kingdom, the legal framework is similar but operates through a different process. Your starting point is Shelter England or Shelter Scotland. They have a 24-hour emergency line specifically for illegal evictions. If you're in Canada, provincial tenancy laws vary, but illegal lockouts are prohibited across every province. Your provincial landlord and tenant board or rental housing authority is your first call. If you're in Australia, each state and territory has a fair trading or tenancy authority. In New South Wales, it's NSW Fair Trading. Victoria, it's Consumer Affairs Victoria. All offer free emergency advice. And regardless of where you are, the core principle is the same. A landlord cannot remove you without going through the court system. That is the right that exists to protect you, and it exists specifically because governments recognize the power imbalance between landlords and tenants. This video help you, and if you know someone who might be facing this situation right now, share it with them. The difference between knowing this and not knowing it could genuinely change someone's life. And if you want more videos like this, covering situations nobody warns you about, the rights you already have but nobody told you, subscribe. We cover a new one every week. I'll see you in the next one.